At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not a $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile, you saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Forevermark Diamonds. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced. Available at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry.
Our community is the driving force behind our stores. Our commitment to you has been our #1 priority for over 30 years. Whether it is providing quality, fresh, local, and affordable products or aiding local schools, churches, and charities, Piggly Wiggly is here for you.
Check out these cool savings going on now during our hot summer sale at your local Troy and Ozark Road Mart. Like our $29.99 oil change special or our $129.99 brake special. We'll also keep you cool during these hot days of summer with our $29.99 AC special. So come see us and take advantage of these hot summer specials at your friendly Troy and Ozark Road Mart, where we've been serving our friends and neighbors all over the Wiregrass since 1974.
Good morning and welcome to Today in L.A. My name is Mike Amos. Hope you're doing well this morning on already on a Tuesday. Moving right along on the 18th day of September, and hope everybody's doing well in your family. And, of course, you folks watching us on Facebook this morning, in state and around the world, we're still celebrating a huge victory this weekend as Troy University travels to Lincoln, Nebraska, and wins the football game. Not only did they pocket $1.5 million for going up there, they win the football game, and that was quite a opportunity for our Trojans to be recognized around the globe, or around the football world. And, man, did they do it in fine fashion. And, of course, congratulations, Coach Neil Brown and his staff and all the players that played so hard. And it'll be one for the ages. Somebody asked me, was that the biggest victory in Troy football history? It would have to be one of the top three at least. I mean, now, Troy went in and beat LSU last year before 100,000 fans, so that, and then a television audience, and then they go in front of a 90,000 seat audience. Of course, that was the attendance for the game. 90,000 people saw the game, and also many more saw it on television. And which was great exposure for our university and our football program. And of course, as far as victories, we beat, probably 15 years ago, or maybe even longer ago, we beat the University of Missouri in Troy, and beat them on national television on a Thursday night. That was also a big one, but not quite the venue. So I would call this win the second greatest victory in Troy football history. I would think the first was going in to beat LSU, and then the other was to beat an unranked Nebraska team in Nebraska. So we were proud of them all, and all of them will go down in history as great victories, but of course we're going to live with this one right here for a while. and enjoy it and celebrate it until next Saturday when we have to play Louisiana Lafayette in Lafayette. Of course, a lot of heroes came out of that game Saturday, and of course one of them, B.J. Smith, the young man out of Stanhope Elmore High School, scored 2 touchdowns and was instrumental in keeping the ball away from Nebraska and running the football. And so with 2 running backs out, Jamarius Henderson and Trevon Samuel, the young man who transferred in here from Louisville, it really couldn't have come at a better time for Smith to show all his abilities, and he had runs of for touchdowns, and especially that last one of 26 yards was one of the biggest I can ever remember. Of course, Sawyer Smith, did pretty well, and the backup quarterback broke clean in the second quarter on a 57-yard run, and that later on went 14 yards. So he made 2 big plays for the Trojans in big series. And of course, the Sun Belt Awards this week go to linebacker Tron Folsom. The Troy linebacker received all Sun Belt Awards this week, and also the great kicker, and I mean he was outstanding. Tyler Sumter out of Birmingham also receives one of the rewards this week from the Sun Belt Conference. And again, Folsom made 14 tackles for the Trojans, and a great effort it was. Hunter Reese also played well this week. The young man out of Wetumpka was all over the place making big plays, and had 3 or 4 sacks or tackles behind the line of scrimmage. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile. You saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Forevermark Diamonds. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced. Available at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry.
Our community is the driving force behind our stores. Our commitment to you has been our #1 priority for over 30 years. Whether it is providing quality, fresh, local, and affordable products or aiding local schools, churches, and charities, Piggly Wiggly is here for you.
Check out these cool savings going on now during our hot summer sale at your local Troy and Ozark Road Mart, like our $29.99 oil change special or our $129.99 brake special. We'll also keep you cool during these hot days of summer with our $29.99 AC special. So come see us and take advantage of these hot summer specials at your friendly Troy and Ozark Road Mart, where we've been serving our friends and neighbors all over the Wiregrass since 1974.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by the Withington Group. Remember, you're in good hands with Allstate. Let's see Perry Green at the Withington Group today. Of course, everybody's still excited over the big win, Mike Amos. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Driving through Montgomery, Alabama right now, about to hit rush hour traffic, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. It looks like, but yeah, I'm still hearing people talk about it up in Birmingham, and it's just a lot to be proud of our program right now. Of course, you had Coach Blaney on yesterday, and I'm sure he's got to be proud of Coach Brown and his staff. Coach Brown and Matt Moore, and of course he coached Cornelius Williams, and a lot of those guys he's very close to. So I'm sure he's awfully excited. And you got to forget about it now, though, because you got one of the toughest road environments you can ever go to. A school out in the middle of nowhere, it seems like, in Long Monroe, and they've got a quarterback that can really throw the ball and can score a lot of points. I know they put 50 on Appalachian State last year, so it's going to be a tough bounce-back game to go beat Monroe this weekend. No
question about it. Let's take a quick look at the AP and the coaches poll. Mike, Alabama still number one in both polls. Clemson number two. No, excuse me. Clemson's number one in the coaches poll, but number three in the AP poll. Georgia moves up to number two. Boy, Georgia's playing well right now, Mike.
Yeah, they're just dominant right now. They're just blowing out everybody. Nobody's even coming close to them.
Of course, the other teams, Ohio State, Oklahoma, LSU had moved up to 6, which is a great jump for them. Stanford 7th, Notre Dame 8th, Auburn stays at 9, or is at 9, in one poll, and number 11 in the other poll.
9. Well, that's unbelievable. They stayed in the top 10.
Well, that was in the.
They lose the home and only still stay in the top 10. That's good for them if they can win out.
Wait a minute now. That's in the AP. They were ranked 9th. In the coaches poll, they ranked 11th.
Yeah, but still, that's not about that. That's far of a drop.
I know it, no question. Washington is ranked number 12 in one poll, and number 10 in the other poll. And
I watched Washington play a little bit of Utah, and Utah's always physical and tough to play at Utah, so that was a pretty good win.
Oh yeah, no question about it. Of course, Ohio State is out and under all that investigation. That should help them, don't you think?
I mean, yeah, you'd think so. I mean, it's one of those things where Myers, been coaching them during practice, so, I mean, he's just not there during the games. But, I mean, I definitely, having Corey Dennis, a kid from Troy that's, of course, married his daughter, and he's a young assistant coach for Coach Meyer, and, you want him to have a chance to get a career in coaching. And, Urban Meyer, whether people dislike him or hate him or think he's a creep or jerk, the guy's been like 78 and like 5 or 6 at Ohio State. His record's unbelievable.
Yeah. Mike, of course, Tron Folsom, the linebacker. Where's he from? Is he from Phoenix City?
I don't know where he's from. I have to look that up. I want to say he's from somewhere in Georgia.
Well, he was named the Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Week with 14 tackles and 2 for losses.
Yeah, and he had double-digit tackles against Florida A&M and 2 interceptions against them.
That's right. He is playing wonderful. And then, of course, the kicker, Sumter, was also one of the winners this week, averaging 53.8 yards per kick.
Sumter's got a man bun. He's got a man bun on top of his head.
Oh, I know it, and I wish he'd get rid of it. Man, I know it. You're exactly right. I was telling some people about that. I said, he's the guy with the big bow on the top, I reckon. I don't know what you call it.
I tell you what, people probably didn't like Bear Woods' hair either, but I'll take anybody that's good. I don't care what they look like.
That's right. He can kick it too, no question about it. And we're proud.
Tell you what, man, I mean, for him to kick the ball that well, I mean, especially after he had to re-kick on that last, the last drive Nebraska got it back. I mean, that's still just incredible how well he punted.
And I'll tell you, somebody else needs to be
How loud did they get? I never even asked you. Were they real loud at certain situations?
I didn't think they were very loud, to tell you the truth. They didn't seem like it to me.
Like an SEC. I mean, I've been there twice.
Nothing like Auburn or Alabama as far as noise, no.
Yeah. Did they pipe in the music and stuff there?
Yeah, they did, but again, it just didn't have the charisma. I mean, or the impact.
Troy's come a long way. We got beat in 2001. They gave us a standing ovation when we were running off the field. I wonder if they knew 17 years later we'd come in there and beat them.
I know it. In fact, the last 2 games they played, Troy played them. How many points they score?
56-0 and 30-0.
And 30-0. So
See, Troy played Nebraska when Nebraska was Nebraska. They had Crouch at quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
He won the Heisman Trophy. I mean, it's amazing how much that program has fallen apart over the years.
Yeah, no question about it.
I mean, I don't think Mike Riley ever even had a winning season.
I don't think he did either. And of course, why he left Oregon State, I don't know either. Is he out of coaching now? What is he doing?
You know, it's crazy. He went back to Oregon State because one of his former players or assistants got the head job, and he's an offensive coordinator at Oregon State.
Isn't that amazing? Well, his wife should be proud because his wife kept him from getting the Alabama job. You remember that?
Yeah, that's true.
His wife, he was going to get Mike Riley was going to get the job at Alabama. He had played at Alabama, and he was going to get the job. I don't know exactly when. I want to say
his grandfather was the SID, wasn't he, Hayden Riley?
Yeah, Hayden Riley was a great grandfather, of him. But he turned it down because his wife didn't want to leave Oregon State.
Yeah, I've been to Corvallis, Oregon. It's pretty out there, but it's not big time football.
It's out in the middle of nowhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I'll just tell you point blank. I wasn't that impressed with the University of Nebraska. They got a brand new basketball facility, but other than that, their school is not totally attractive at all. It couldn't.
I mean, that town, Lincoln's what, about 100,000 people?
Well, more than that. It's a bigger town than that. But I'll tell you, it was not. I mean, I'm sure it's a great place to live and all that, but wasn't really impressive as far as the way the fans reacted or anything like that. I didn't.
You've actually been to 4 games there. Did you ever think, growing up in life, that you'd go to 4 Troy, Nebraska games?
I had no idea, but I did. You're right.
I mean, I can't believe. I've been there twice, but we never stayed in Lincoln. We always stayed in Omaha, which
That's
is
right.
a beautiful town, really nice, great restaurants, a lot of stuff to do.
Very impressed with St. Louis. That's 40,000 people on a Thursday night to watch a baseball game, and you could tell it was a fun place. The way they had the streets were crowded with people prior to that game, and then from a distance, I was real impressed with the way Kansas City looked. Big town, Mike. Big town. And then but now, the great thing about the Cardinals place was that their stadium's right in the middle of downtown. Well, Kansas City, we rode by their baseball facility on the way home, and they were having a game. And they had about probably 5,000 or 10,000 fans at the most, and it was right next to the Arrowhead Stadium where the football team plays, and they were way outside of town. They weren't in downtown. They were outside of town. So the atmosphere.
I was watching the Bears game last night when I was flying back from Vegas the other day. I guess our pilot was trying to give us a scenic view, so we fly over Lake Michigan and go right over downtown Chicago, one of the more prettier downtowns on Lake Michigan on the water, where all the marinas with the boats and the sailboats out.
Yeah.
We went right over Soldier Field, and that's a pretty stadium from the air. And of course, the Bears beat the Seahawks last night, 24-17.
And Soldier Field is right down, almost directly in downtown Chicago.
Yeah. But man, downtown Chicago, man, they've got at least 2 buildings that are 100 stories each.
Oh yeah, it's got a lot of tall buildings, no question. Tell us about your trip to Las Vegas. Did you have fun?
Yeah, we had a great time. We stayed at the Bellagio, which is an MGM Grand, and you're right next to Caesar's Palace, and then to the right up is the Cosmopolitan, which is kind of a new casino where we went to a lot of great restaurants there. My wife's real into chefs, and you go in to try really cool restaurants, so we did that most of the time. And across from us was Paris, so we had the Eiffel Tower, and we had the fountains, and then right down the street was the Mirage, where they had the fire coming out of the volcano.
Yeah.
But the fountains have their own show, and they have their own music you can listen to while it's going on.
Everybody.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We went to the Venetian, and they had the gondola rides out in front of it. I mean, Las Vegas is just ridiculous.
Yeah. What I'm saying, you don't have to gamble. Everybody said, "Oh, you're going to gamble. You're going to lose all your money."
We didn't go to shows.
Some of the best restaurants and some of the best theater productions you'll find anywhere. Or you can just walk up and down the street and have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, there's some of the best chefs in the world that have restaurants there. My wife watches all these Food Network shows, Travel Network shows, so we had everything lined up before we went out there.
Well, that was great, and you had a good time.
Yeah, we had a great time. The only problem was it was 107 degrees.
107 degrees. How did it feel? Did it feel like, could you have fried an egg on the street or what?
Say what?
Was it so hot you could have fried an egg on the street?
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. I literally was on some concrete, and I felt like we were melting almost. It was so hot.
Well, I tell you, it sounded like a lot of fun. And
the best thing about Las Vegas, though, is just the people watching. There's people from all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so many, different things going on. It's a lot of fun.
Did you go to Paris?
Yeah, we went to Paris.
They have a good buffet there. Of course, all of them have good buffets.
Yeah, we did the restaurants more than we did the buffets. We did the breakfast buffet at Bellagio before we left. But Bellagio had the nicest pools and cabanas and, that you'll ever see. They had probably 8 pools that you could go to at any time. It's like a big-time resort.
Yeah, no question about it. Of course, Mike Amos on the phone from Birmingham this morning, and we've got some.
This morning, so hopefully I won't lose you.
Well, probably the most heartbreaking loss of the weekend, ladies and gentlemen, was Auburn, who looked like they were in complete control of the game. Mike got beat.
Yeah, well, it's just one of those type of things. LSU never gave up, and Auburn, for some reason, just didn't throw the ball as much as people thought. They tried to establish a running game, and Winlow's a pretty good running back, but when you got a quarterback like Stenham, he needs to be throwing for 300 yards a game.
He didn't have a good night, did he? Or a good day. He threw for 2 interceptions.
Yeah, 2 interceptions on 198 yards.
But he's a great quarterback, no question about it, and he's going to get better. And
trust me, they'll have all the fun they want this week when they play Arkansas.
Yeah, no question about it.
Arkansas already. I was listening to the radio. Arkansas has already tried 4 quarterbacks this year.
I know what has happened to Arkansas, man. Tell me about this guy, so-called supposed to have been a great offensive coach.
Well, he was when he was at Clemson. When he had the talent, but he never really had great teams at SMU. I think he had 1 winning season.
Yeah, I know it.
You look at Neil. You look at what Neil Brown's done at Troy, and Neil Brown's got to be saying, "How in the world does that guy get a big time job?"
I know it. You're exactly right.
Seriously. Neil Brown. 10-3, 11-2. He's 2-1, just beat Nebraska. I think at worst Troy will go 8-4 this year. Now probably 9-3. There's just no doubt they're going to be lining up for him when the season's over.
No question about it.
Only sad thing is we might not have this coaching staff for the bowl game.
Well, don't say. I don't know about that. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, what he's saying is this: our coach is doing.
I'm totally for all this. I want Coach Brown and these guys to make all the money they can in the world. I'm just proud we've had them as long as we have. Yeah,
you're right. You're right. And
if anybody looks at it negatively, that he's going to take another job. You gotta just sit back and say, hey, this is what these guys coach for, to get the beat.
Oh yeah, they do, and it's part of it. And I'm sure that from the chancellor on down, they realize that if these guys are successful, they're going to get opportunities.
Look at Arkansas State. Arkansas State had Hugh Freeze, Gus Malzahn, and Brian Hartson, the boys coach, all in a row.
Yeah. That's right. And the guy
that got now, Blake Anderson's won 2 Sun Belt championships.
Yeah, and they won a big one this week. Then they beat Tulsa.
Yeah, they beat Tulsa 29-20.
Yeah, and so right now, if Troy continues to play well, and they've got to play them one at a time, I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, they've still got some very tough conference games. But if they do stay where they're at and do win the rest of their conference games, they could end up playing Arkansas State for the championship, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, you know, that Troy's got to play Georgia Southern at Georgia Southern, Appalachian State at Appalachian State, though. That's going to be extremely tough.
There's no question about it. Georgia Southern is going to be very good by the time that Troy plays them. But, hey, they got the Wishbone, and we got Tron Folsom. Who would you rather have?
Yeah, I mean, Folsom is a great player. You know, Marshall, the middle linebacker, got hurt against Nebraska. I don't know if he's out this week or not.
I don't know. We had one.
He's the kid from McGill Tulin that walked on, and they gave him a scholarship.
Yeah, you're right. And I tell you, I'll take all the McGill Tulin players they give me. I want to mention All-Star Collision on the bypass right here in Troy, and boy, they do a great job. If you have bumps and bruises on your automobile, that's where you need to take it. Max Federal Credit Union are located on the bypass right here in Troy, and I tell you what, brand new facility, and they're new to Troy, and we're glad to have them. Of course, want to mention the Matthews Law Firm and Will Matthews this morning calling in from Ozark and Dothan, and we appreciate him very much. Mike Amos is on the line. We're talking sports here on Channel 2 this morning, and of course, we got some big games coming up this weekend, Mike.
I saw where Will Matthews' family went to Atlanta and auditioned for the Steve Harvey. Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank.
He said it was thousands of people interviewing for it, though.
Yeah, for that show, yeah.
Maybe he'll call in and tell us about it.
Family Feud is what we're talking about.
Yeah, Family Feud. Can you see Will Matthews on Family Feud?
I tell you what, that'd be hilarious.
It will be, no question about it. I had a great trip and really enjoyed it. And, you know, it's good when you got people that you can talk ball with. And we talked ball all the way up there and back and talked about every issue there was known to man. And we ate at good restaurants. We had a wonderful time.
Yeah,
really
did y'all have good weather? Did y'all run into
Yeah,
rain
perfect weather. No rain. Perfect weather. And the highways were good. We went up through Nashville and over through St. Louis, and then we came back through St. Louis and through Memphis. So we went, and it was about the same distance both ways.
Huh.
Yeah. And
yeah, I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, but the roads were good. The beautiful countryside, cornfields everywhere you look, and I want to mention Bearfields in Ozark, one of the best men and women's stores you'll find anywhere, located in downtown Ozark, and we appreciate them very much.
You know, you look at Nebraska, and you know, back when Osborne was there, they could recruit nationally. You know, they could recruit anybody in the country, but you know, it's hard to get somebody to go to Nebraska now.
Well, let me tell you this. We rode around, and we got up with some friends of ours later, my judge friend from Monroeville, and they went on a tour of their facilities. They still take people on the tour of their facilities. Their weight room facilities are the best in the country, Mike, or at least they claim to be. And they went on a complete tour all the way to the where the players dress. And
yeah, I was at the Auburn Coaches Clinic this year, and Tom Osborne actually spoke at Auburn, so I got to hear him speak a little bit. But you know, Nebraska, you know, is a traditional power. You'd like to see them get back. I think Frost will get them back, but it'll probably take 3 years at least.
Boy, they dropped all the way to 25 in the coaches poll, but you know they fell out.
Did Troy get any votes?
Troy did not get any votes. Yeah, no, excuse me, they got 4. They got 4 in the coaches poll. 4 coaches voted for Troy. You reckon that was Frost? You reckon he voted for him?
Maybe.
But Arkansas State got 2 votes. But I think that puts Boise out of the AP poll, so they're in one poll already. DeChambeau, Mike, the golfer, when is the big $10 million showdown?
That's this week. DeChambeau, they'll be playing in Atlanta this weekend.
All right, DeChambeau right now has won $8 million. Justin Rhodes had won right at $8 million. Tony Finau, Mike, where'd he come from? He's won $5.5 million.
Yeah, he made the Ryder Cup too.
Dustin Johnson is
He's that big, tall guy. He's about 6'6".
Well, the number one golfer in the world right now is Justin Rose, followed by Brooks Koepka. Dustin Johnson third. Dustin Johnson third, and Justin Thomas is fourth, and McIlroy is coming on the field. Watch it. McIlroy's probably going to win this thing. What do you think?
Well, McIlroy is usually good. I mean, he's won the FedEx Cup before, FedEx Championship. So
Molinaro.
I kind of like Justin Rose to win it.
Right now, Spieth is number 6 in the world. Ricky Fowler number 9. Brian DeChambeau is number 8. John Ram is number 7, and Francisco Molinaro is number 6. Jason Day is 11. Fleetwood, then Bubba. Bubba's ranked 13 in the nation, or in the world in golf. But all right, tell me about what is going.
Bubba's had a great bounce back year. He's won 3 tournaments.
Yeah. Tell us what's going to happen in this golf tournament, and how do you win $10 million?
Basically, the top 5, the way it's broken down, if they win the FedEx Cup. So if you're in the top 5, you're in good shape. If you're outside it, you have to have a lot of different things happen as far as the top, guys finishing. Justin Thomas out of Alabama won it last year. But there's only 30 guys that'll be playing in Atlanta. So it'll be the 30 best players from this year on the tour.
All right, I'm looking at them.
So basically, it just comes down to, you can win the tournament but still not win the FedEx Cup. The best person that's got a chance to win it is Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah. Well, of course, Mickelson is playing, and Tiger Woods is playing.
I mean, I don't know why we've never been over to Atlanta to this tournament. It's been like a great time to go watch.
I know it, and I don't know if they have evidently they've got a set amount of people that can go, and then they'll shut the door. But and I don't know how many people that is, but like you said, it's right there in Atlanta. We've been there before.
Yeah, I've been to weddings over there before. I know that.
Yeah, no question about it. Want to mention that about golf.
It's just hard to get into golf, though, in the middle of football season. It's tough.
Those folks watching football last night, Mike, sort of a boring game, but the Bears win another one, this time over Seattle.
Yeah, Mitchell Trubisky looks pretty good as the Bears quarterback.
Yeah. All right, Mike, I'll put you on hold. I'm going to bring you in after I do that. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, Mike, it's Will Matthews.
All right, Will. How you doing, buddy? Did you make it or not?
Have you come down from your cloud from Saturday yet?
Well, I told you we were going to beat them, Will. Will, I told you we were going to beat them.
Well, you told me that before.
No, I know it, but I wouldn't have gone up there if I didn't think we were going to beat them.
Well, I don't know. You went to Clemson?
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I didn't say that. Now I didn't say that about Clemson, but I said that about Nebraska. I felt like we'd win the game. We're better than Nebraska. Troy is a better football team than Nebraska. I'll guarantee you.
And I think if Troy had played them on a neutral field, they would have beat them worse than they beat them.
Yeah, I think so too. Troy was playing without 2 of their best players that was on suspension. The big kid Henderson out of Dale County and the kid out of Phoenix City, both were suspended. They didn't play, but they didn't need them. They had this Smith kid from Stanhope Elmore and the quarterbacks. They both played well.
The guy that ran the punt back for the touchdown, that's as fast as anybody I've ever seen.
He was fast, and he comes out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. His name is I can't believe I can't remember his name, but he really is a good player. Rooker.
Now, is he a sophomore?
I don't know what his classification is, but he's a good football player, and he comes out of Spartanburg, which is a real good place. Man, Will, if I lose you, call me right back. I'm gonna put you on hold and bring Mike Amos in. All right, are y'all both on now?
I'm on.
All right, well, I got Will sitting out there. Let me see here. All right, we got both of you on now. Will, you on?
Yeah, I'm on.
All right, we on. We got them both on. Ladies and gentlemen, Will Matthews calling from Dothan or Ozark this morning.
Actually, I'm in between. I'm on the way to Ozark.
Tell us what you've been doing, Will. You've been a movie star the last week. Tell us about it.
Well, my family, my 2 daughters and their husbands and me, tried out for Family Feud, and there's 8,000 people trying out for it, and it's going to last all week. And they're running. It's unbelievable how they do it. But anyway, we went on Saturday at 11 o'clock was our time to go. And
did y'all actually play the game, or how did they do it?
We played 2 games, and they run through it real quick.
Did y'all do pretty good? Did you go to the top and hit that buzzer?
Yeah, I did. Well, they had a bell. They didn't have a buzzer. But I hit the bell. I was the lead one, and then my 2 daughters and their husbands were the other. So,
well, did y'all win? Did y'all win?
They will let us know in November if we make the show. Now, there are 160 families are going to make it, and they're going to tape their entire season starting in February out in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So whoever makes the show, everybody gets a round-trip plane fare and hotel to go out there.
All right, where is it held in Los Angeles?
We had friends from our church that went on with their family, and they won 3 times in a row.
Wow.
Birmingham, yeah.
Now, where did y'all go to compete? Where'd y'all go?
All right, we went to it's Wind Creek. It's an Indian casino in Atmore.
Oh, I know where that is. Yeah.
That place is huge. That place is huge, and
Yeah.
they've got several different. They had 4 different showrooms that the tryouts were going in, and they were running through. There were 700 in my group.
Oh boy.
And they're still doing it, and they're doing it all week, and they've got people from 15 states coming to try out.
Was the big guy there? Was he there at all?
No. The big guy.
You know, they say he has gotten filthy rich on that show.
Oh yeah.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say he's gotten to be rich.
He's got another show, a talk show.
Yeah.
Going too.
You know, he got his big break at the Comedy Club in Birmingham years ago. I read about it in the paper one day.
Well,
he owns a business in Eufaula.
Does he?
Yeah. And it makes rubber gloves and condoms.
Oh gosh.
It used to be in Dothan, and they moved it to Eufaula, and he bought it.
Oh gosh.
Well, Troy had a place like that for years too.
Yeah, that was a factory there. Yeah, no question. Will, so was it a lot of fun? Did you have to pay for it, or did they pay for it?
Oh, they paid for it. It was free. But it was fun. Yeah.
They put you up in a hotel and everything, or what?
No, they just. There wasn't any charge to do it.
Well, while you were doing that, Vanderbilt was giving Notre Dame all they could take.
I listened to it on the radio, and Vanderbilt actually had the ball inside the 30 twice in the last 3 minutes and didn't score.
You know, that quarterback from Vanderbilt's pretty good. Sumter, I want to say that's his name.
Schumer. His daddy is the coach of the Giants.
Okay, yeah. All right, Will, I'm glad you called because we were talking about golf and what a big week it is for golf, especially if you want to win a bunch of money.
Right.
How does it work now? How does it work in Atlanta?
6 or 7 years ago, Brant Snedeker won the Tour Championship.
Yeah.
And he won the FedEx Cup as well. He won all of it. He got $11 million.
Yeah, and then the young guy for what's his name? And Daddy plays golf too.
Justin Thomas.
No, you remember he chipped in from the water. Do you remember that from that little creek?
Haas.
Hodge, you remember him winning that time?
Yes.
And he chipped in from the water. He took his shoes off. You remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, of course, he won and won $10 million. What we were concerned about here, this is played in Atlanta every year. How do they do the tickets for this? How do you get to go to this?
Oh, there's plenty of tickets. You can go up there and buy tickets.
What? Are you serious? And watch this golf tournament?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can buy tickets to this.
Boy, well, to me, it's the biggest event of the year.
Yeah, but it's right in the middle of football season. It's hard to – people don't want to go watch a golf tournament when they go watch a football game.
Well, I agree.
Yeah, that's what I told Dad. But, I mean, you can be up close with Tiger and Phil. Follow them around.
You can.
30 guys playing.
No question about it.
There won't be a handful of people up there Thursday, Friday.
Oh, all right. But listen, how many can they hold? I mean, they've got to have a number, a limit to how many people can go, don't they?
My God, really, I don't think there is. And you know, it's not like the Masters, they limit the tickets, or the U.S. Open, they limit the tickets. But most of these tour events, you can walk up and buy tickets right at the gate.
Well, the winner here is going to win $10 million. Is that right?
11 million, more than 11 million, like 11,500,000.
Well, who does it set up for? You know who plays this course real good is Kukar.
He's not in it.
He's not. I thought he was in the top 30, but let's see.
He's had a horrible year. He hadn't done anything. He's not in it.
Okay.
You know, Steve's not in it either, Dad. Steve didn't make the top 30.
Oh, he didn't? Billy Horschel didn't either. Zach Johnson didn't. Snedeker didn't.
No, Horschel's in it. He's actually had a good year.
Well, did Snedeker make it? Did he make it?
Yeah, Snedeker's in there.
All right, I'm looking at here now. I'm looking at the top 30. This would be the FedEx Cup leaders. Is that right?
Yeah, I think Snedeker's in there because he just won a tournament about a month ago.
But it doesn't matter how you rank. It's just how you play this tournament or what?
It's all about the season results.
Yeah. If you're in the top 5 on the season and you win the tournament, you win the FedEx Cup.
Yeah. I was wanting to see if Bubba is in it, so it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch that golf tournament, football or not. And it starts Thursday, is that right?
Thursday and it's on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
You would think if you lived in the Atlanta area and you were a big golf fan that you'd go out on Thursday and Friday and watch this.
Mike, I've been to hundreds of tournaments. I've never been to that tournament.
Yeah.
Never been.
Well, of course, that's going on, and, of course, we've got some more.
What was your opinion on Auburn, I guess, kind of choking against LSU?
Well, you know, Auburn just is Auburn. I was there, Michael, I was there last year in Baton Rouge for Auburn LSU, and Auburn was ahead 20-0 at the half. And then they kicked the field goal. Then they kicked the field goal.
You know, I forgot all about that.
I didn't. I was there.
That's one of the biggest chokes in Auburn history right there.
Well, LSU hit them with a long pass, a long run, and a long punt return and beat them. And Auburn completely dominated the game, and it seemed like it was the same way Saturday until at the end of the game, they just gave out, I guess. I don't know what happened.
No question about it.
Orgeron's making $3.5 million a year, and Malzahn's making $7 million, and Orgeron's beat him 2 years in a row.
Orgeron has beaten several top 10 teams since he's been the coach.
That's right. Hey, let me tell you something. I would think he's good. He's got the fans happy right now, wouldn't you think?
Oh yeah, he's off the hot seat.
Well, Dad rode all the way up to Nebraska to watch Troy have the big upset. What do you think about that?
I tell you what, that's a memory you'll never forget.
Hey, he called me at the game, Mike. He was keeping up with it the whole time.
Oh yeah, I bet there weren't 300 Troy people there.
No, but hey, that's still. You're right. There was 90,000 people, and probably there were only about 300 or less people. Troy people. I'd say it's probably less than 300. But We were loud. They knew we were there, I guarantee you.
And most of them probably parents and kinfolk of the players.
But we've got a probably at least 100 solid, people that go to every game and whatever. And I tell you, we were proud. We were proud.
Mike, how many miles is that? Like 1,500 or something?
I don't know, but if you drove it, you'd drive about 16 hours to get there. If you drove it straight.
800 miles in.
Yeah. Oh, the mileage was way more. Probably 1,000 miles at least.
Of course, we got games this weekend. Alabama's 27-point favorite at A&M. I mean, with A&M coming to Tuscaloosa, I'm going to go to that game. But, Jimbo Fisher and A&M play Clemson tough, but I think Alabama, the way their offense is, this is the best I've ever seen at Alabama right now. I think they can just score well against anybody.
Johnny Williams is a knowledgeable football man, and he doesn't really have a side. Maybe he leans a little bit toward Alabama, but he thinks it's the best Alabama team maybe ever. He thinks they're that good.
The offense, I would say the offense is the best they've ever had. I don't know about the defense.
Well,
the defense so far has played really good, but I think, once they play at Georgia, probably an SEC championship game, and they get in the playoffs, they'll, and when they play Auburn, they'll go up against a good offense. But, I mean, right now, if you're an Alabama fan, going these games, it's over with at halftime.
Yeah. I probably, maybe I'm wrong here. LSU's going to play them tough. Georgia's going to play them tough if they play them in the championship game. Auburn's definitely going to play them tough. That's 3. And who else is going to play them tough is Mississippi State. Mississippi State is playing real good football right now.
I think Mississippi State is the sleeper. You just don't know until they play somebody good yet.
Well, they're dominating so far, wouldn't you say, Mike?
Yeah, they've blown out everybody they play. They got to go to Kentucky this weekend, and I don't know if that'll be a tough game or not.
Kentucky's better. You can tell that they're better, no question about it. And Florida looks like they're going to get better, don't you think?
They're a long way.
I don't know. I think it's going to take a while, yeah.
They're a long way. Florida is decimated. It's going to take them probably 3 or 4 years to get back.
I was looking at some of the.
It's hard to believe that Florida could be down and Florida State could be down. With all that talent in the state of Florida, how's that possible?
You're exactly right. And I don't think they might.
Michael, it's simple. They're not getting the talent. Other places are going in there and raiding them.
Yeah.
Man.
And I think that's why Jimbo left. He figured he can go out to Texas. He's out there by himself, basically.
That $75 million guaranteed.
Yeah, no question about it.
$75 million guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Who is that? Jimbo? Y'all talking about Jimbo, or who you talking about?
Jimbo.
Yeah, no question. The only SEC games this week, like you said, Mississippi State goes to Kentucky. Somebody needs to beat Mississippi State there.
But you know what? Can you believe Gus Malzahn is the 3rd highest paid coach in the country?
That is amazing.
I thought it was Urban Meyer, Harbaugh, and then Gus Malzahn was like number 6 or 7.
I don't know. I think with his new deal, I think he's making more. And Harbaugh, Harbaugh was making like $8 million for the first 2 or 3 years, and I don't know if he's going to continue to make that or not.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's structured.
Georgia could run into some problems at Missouri. Missouri's pretty good. You don't think they would?
Missouri has no defense. They almost got beat by Purdue.
But they can score, though.
Georgia will shred them to pieces. And I'm going to tell you, Georgia's a cakewalk. And Tech's no good this year. Georgia's got a cakewalk to 12-0.
Yeah, Georgia's toughest game is going to be at LSU.
Well, and Alabama's got a cakewalk to 12-0.
We're looking at, boy, I tell you, it's not a very good week for college football as far as big games go. You got Florida and Tennessee just shoot in here because one of them got to have some relief. Is Tennessee They're playing at Tennessee. I'm going to pick Tennessee to beat Florida in an upset. What do you think?
I don't know about that.
It's going to be that game. That game is going to be a dog to watch. I mean, really.
Well, you know, there's not a lot of good ones out there. Stanford now is pretty good, and they're playing out west to Oregon. They're playing Oregon. Is Oregon supposed to be very good, Mike?
I mean, they're undefeated.
So, of course.
Coached by Mario Cristobal, that used to be at Florida International, was assistant under Saban in Alabama.
You got Kansas State coming to West Virginia. Everybody thinks West Virginia is going to be a playoff team. Can y'all believe that?
No. They won't get by Oklahoma, I don't think.
Well, of course, that game's coming up. Now, Michigan and Nebraska play this week. You think Michigan will handle them without any problem? Nebraska's quarterback is coming back this week.
Yeah, Martinez plays. I mean, I think it'll be a little bit better game than people think, but I still think Michigan will win by 3 touchdowns.
Of course, they're an 18-point favorite, and they're playing in the Big House.
I think they'll cover them.
I was looking.
When is Troy going to schedule Michigan? That's one place we've never been.
We've never been to the Big House, have we? Hey, here's a. Yeah.
They can make $1 million.
Troy's made $2 million to beat LSU and Nebraska the last 2 years.
I'll tell you a pretty big game is TCU playing at Texas. Texas drummed Southern Cal this past weekend. They might be trying to turn the corner a little bit.
Yeah, TCU's not as good defensively as they used to be.
And, of course, Oklahoma State and Texas Tech. Just not a lot of games out there.
I'm still amazed Oklahoma State dominated Boise like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. They must be pretty good, no question. I'll tell you a pretty big game that Iowa goes up against Wisconsin this week. That's a big one in the Big Ten, wouldn't you say?
Well, Wisconsin got beat by BYU.
Yeah. Just not a lot of them out there to look at.
Did you see how bad that Wisconsin guy missed that kick? I mean, they weren't even close.
And
that guy's been kicking for 4 straight years.
And he could have tied the game.
Yeah, we didn't even mention Carlson got released. He got fired. The best kicker I've seen in college football, probably in the last 10 years, loses his job for the Minnesota Vikings. With
a roster built for the Super Bowl, the Minnesota Vikings were in no position to practice patience with a struggling kicker. Rather than hoping Daniel Carlson could refocus after missing all 3 field goal attempts in the game against Green Bay, the Vikings waived the rookie on Monday and punted on 5th-round draft pick they used on him 5 months ago. So 2 of Carlson's misses came in overtime on Sunday's game. So
and one of them, hey, the last one was real close.
Yeah.
It was 35-yard kick. I mean, a chip shot for a extra point.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an extra point, basically.
I bet if he'd been kicking against Alabama, he'd made it.
Hey, it cost me, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Yeah, they interviewed Mike Zimmer, the Minnesota coach, and he said, well, is it hard to release Carlson? He said, no. He said, you didn't watch the game Sunday?
Yeah.
Some people, you're right. And bless his heart, he's a pure freshman. A rookie, you know?
I had a miracle cover going. Minnesota scored 8 points at the end of the game to tie it and put it in overtime, and Green Bay missed a field goal to win the game. And then they got a chance to win it. Carlson misses. Then they hold Green Bay. They sacked Rodgers and put them out of field goal range. And then they got the ball, drove it all the way down, ran the clock down to 2 seconds, and then Carlson shanked it.
Boy, that's something.
Terrible.
Well, I tell you, it's a shame. And now, and also, Carlson's brother missed one for Auburn, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
So, right now, it wasn't a good day for the Carlsons then, was it?
No, bad day for the Carlsons.
Well, it makes you wonder, why would you ever draft a kicker? They wasted a 5th-round pick on him.
Yeah. I would have, all right, the 3 of us would have signed him in a second. Don't you agree?
saying there's so many kickers out there, though. I mean, I think that's just somebody you can get free agency.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well,
no question.
And they say the Dallas kicker, Bailey.
Yeah, he's a great kicker.
He's going to.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I can't believe he wasn't kicking for anybody. He's 91% on his field goal.
You mean he's gone? He's not in Dallas anymore?
No, Dallas ended up getting rid of him.
God, I thought he was one of the best kickers in football.
Well, he is. He's got a job kicking indoors now in Minnesota.
Oh gosh. Well, all right. So they gonna give Bailey. I would take Bailey in a second. Bailey's a great kicker.
Well, they got him.
Did you notice that Janikowski is now kicking for Seattle?
Yeah, I saw that last night.
He weighs 270 pounds. They said on the radio this morning in Birmingham.
Yeah.
And he kicked a 56-yarder last night.
Yeah.
I know it.
Still
kicking. He's in his 40s.
Yeah, no question. My favorite is the guy that's kicked with I reckon
the Colts in New England. Vinatieri is like 48 years old.
Yeah, Vinatieri is my favorite kicker. Now, did he still kick for New England, or who did he kick for?
They kicked for the Colts.
Yeah. So Janikowski used to kick for New England, didn't he?
No, he kicked for the Raiders.
Oh, okay. No, that's right. He's the yeah.
And Atlanta Falcons have got a real good kicker, Bryant. That's in his 40s too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lawrence Hines for Troy. You know, he kicked in the NFL for the Giants.
Yeah, you know he
almost 10 years. You know, for him to last that long in the league is a long time for a kicker.
Well, I tell you, he suffered from an ailment that he picked up, and you know he's had to leave pro football early in his career.
Michael, what does a kicker make? What kind of money?
I mean, some of them are millionaires.
Yeah, I would think so. And
I mean, the league's minimum will is $540,000.
Yeah. Janikowski pitched. I mean, he kicked for the
Raiders.
Raiders for gosh, how many years? And he's a big Russian, isn't he? Isn't he a Russian guy? Polish guy.
Oh yeah, but he kicked in college at Florida State.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. I tell you what.
Alabama's field goal kicker missed one, but he made two and made all his extra points. So maybe Vallejos is their new kicker going forward.
Alabama has never started a year with 50 points in every game at least. So do you think that'll continue?
It's an SEC record.
Do you think they'll get 50 this week against A&M?
I say they don't get 50. I say they get in the 40s.
Do you? All right, Will, you normally have your picks of the week. Who are your picks this past week?
I can't even remember, Mike. LSU was one of them.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I like the LSU too. And then, of course, a lot of people like Boise this week and lost. You know, that one, you know. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Thank you.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not a $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile, you saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Forevermark Diamonds. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced. Available at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry.
Our community is the driving force behind our stores. Our commitment to you has been our #1 priority for over 30 years. Whether it is providing quality, fresh, local, and affordable products or aiding local schools, churches, and charities, Piggly Wiggly is here for you.
Check out these cool savings going on now during our hot summer sale at your local Troy and Ozark Road Marts, like our $29.99 oil change special or our $129.99 brake special. We'll also keep you cool during these hot days of summer with our $29.99 AC special. So come see us and take advantage of these hot summer specials at your friendly Troy and Ozark Road Marts, where we've been serving our friends and neighbors all over the Wiregrass since 1974.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Troy Nissan on the bypass right here in Troy. And, of course, Dwayne Webb and all the great folks, the Webb boys, are waiting to serve you today on a beautiful, brand-new Nissan car truck from Troy Nissan right here in Troy. Sister's Restaurant now has a buffet every day except Saturday for your enjoyment. So
yeah, I saw on AL.com they had the best restaurant in every county in Alabama, and Sisters was the best restaurant represent Pike County in the state.
Oh, okay. Do you have a list of some of the others?
I would, but I'm actually driving. But yeah, I can give that to you later this
week. Of course, the Chicken Shack from Luverne won the big award, Mike, as having the so-called best chicken in the country, followed by Red Schoolhouse.
Yeah. Chicken Shack's good, but man, I tell you, I'm a big Reds fan.
Yeah, it is good, no question. And but you also a big you like Martin's Restaurant pretty good too, don't you?
I love Sisters chicken fingers too. Yeah, Martin's is unbelievable. The pulley bones. Yeah.
How about Crow's? Where does it rank?
It's pretty high up there.
Yeah.
You know, I was having dinner with Blake Crow the other night in Birmingham. We're next door neighbors. He lives right up the street from me, and I was saying, does your dad have any of those old recipes for Rook's Pizza? Because I used to love Rook's Pizza.
Yeah, oh yeah. You know, Sheryl Crow, you know, he started in the pizza business. You know, they call him, you know, his nickname was Rook, and a lot of people might not know that. And
I didn't know that. So that's where Rook's Pizza came from. Okay.
And he had some good Italian food, and then of course, you know, he was in that, and then came up with this recipe for Crow's chicken, and then that shot all around the world. I think Crow's chicken is about as good as you're gonna get anywhere as far as chicken.
Yeah, we always have people ask Blake all the time, and then you know, Mr. Crow, if they ever would have franchised, what it would have been like, but they never did. So it's kind of unique just to Troy and Pike County, and you know, there's people from all over the state that know about it though.
You know, Abner's, which is a big chicken place.
Yeah, Abner's did franchise. They're everywhere.
Yeah, and of course, they were in the Oxford, Mississippi, you know, and in the Mississippi area, and then Northwest Florida, they had a few stores. But we're proud, and we got us.
You know who you don't see anymore is Guthrie's. Guthrie's has kind of disappeared.
Yeah, they were famous.
I know they got one in Tuscaloosa still.
Now, they weren't the ones that were famous for their tea, though, were they?
Well, I mean, they had good tea. I mean, Guthrie's is the place famous for the tea is Milo's.
Yeah, Milo's, yeah. And, you know, a lot of people go there strictly for the tea. The hamburgers, I reckon, are pretty good, too, though, aren't they?
Well, yeah, the hamburgers have, like, that A1 sauce on them, like their special sauce. I love Milo's. I'm a huge Milo's fan.
Yeah, and, of course, where's your favorite hamburger located? Do you know?
My favorite burger probably in Birmingham would probably be Hamburger Heaven.
Hamburger Heaven.
Yeah.
Is it better than the hamburger place?
The place at Slice Con's real good too, Hamburger King.
Yeah, it is good, and I've eaten that all. I love Bird Drug Store's hamburger. I think it's a wonderful hamburger.
I don't know if I've had Bird's.
Oh gosh, you have never had as many things that you've charged to my account over the years, and you've never had a Bird's hamburger?
I think I was always getting chicken salad sandwiches and bacon and cheese sandwiches.
You were getting something because every week I had to pay the bill.
I think you had like some mystery people coming off the streets charging something.
Well, let me tell you, I told the story the other day that
people at Birds Drugs probably think you have about 20 kids.
Well, money never passed hands at Birds. It's always billed to me at the end of the month. But we're proud of Birds, and it's a wonderful place to eat, no question about it.
I tell you what I love at Sisters now is those steak fingers. If they ever had that on the buffet, call me and I'll come down to
Well, I'm thinking they've got to now, and their steak fingers are outstanding. Really good. And of course, there's one other place in town they're good too. I tell
you what, though, I mean, if you can go to Sisters and have the squash casserole and steak fingers, and then their fried pork chops, and then their country fried steak, and like I still want to go to Sisters when they have the dressing, but today I don't know if they have the dressing during.
They used to have it every day, more or less every day, but their dressing's the best in the country. I'm telling you.
My wife and I were in Birmingham the other day, and we left some dressing over at my mother-in-law's house, and we ended up, defrosting it, cooking it, and it was still amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What was that? Was that their Sisters dressing?
Yeah, Sisters dressing.
Oh yeah, it is great. No question about it. Their food is outstanding. I mean, the way they cook it, and to me, it's a great place to eat, and we're glad. Of course, we got the new chicken place next to Publix, Mike. That's pretty good too.
Yeah, Goldfingers.
Goldfingers, and of course, it's one of our new sponsors, and we appreciate CJ and my buddy TJ, and they've got delicious chicken at Goldfingers.
Who does Charles Henderson have to play this week?
Have to play? You mean have to play? They're playing Beauregard. And we're bringing it to you live on Troy Cablevision this week.
So y'all are not leaving on the bus until 6 o'clock Saturday morning?
We're going to leave Saturday morning at 6 o'clock, heading to Monroe, Louisiana.
Do y'all have a full bus?
No, we need some people. We need people to get on the bus. And we've got a good crowd, but we need more.
How long do you think that drive is? Probably about 7 hours to Monroe?
Gosh, Mike, I don't know. I was trying to figure. I think you go through Selma, don't you? Which way do you go?
Yeah, that's where you go.
And do you go through Jackson, Mississippi, too, don't you?
Yeah, I know from Birmingham to Jackson, Mississippi is 3 hours, but I know.
I would think it'd be about 4.5 hours, or something like that, maybe 5.
Yeah, I know we made that trip before.
Yeah. And, of course, it's going to be a good game.
We actually met in Meridian, you remember?
Yeah.
I parked my car and I got in with you.
I remember that very well.
And we got beat at the end of the game. Troy's field goal kicker lined up for a 57-yarder and hit the crossbar.
Larry Blakeney, I interviewed him on the show yesterday, and he recited almost all of that. Where
Levi Brown was the quarterback. Troy was really good and got beat by a team that I don't even think had a winning record.
No, you're right. But that guy always gave Larry a tough time. And, of course, Troy's 55-yard kick attempt hit the crossbar and went out. So that's what happened.
We had George Calvin. I mean, they had great players on that team.
You know, that was one of the...
Calvin didn't make it in the pros. I think he made it 2 years, but, he's not playing anymore.
Yeah. Well, they've had some great ones to come through, Troy. There's no question about it. And, I was looking at this.
But they don't have many guys in the pros at all anymore. Boy, Troy's numbers in the pros are way down.
Yeah. Will Sunderland, the guy that intercepted the pass at the end of the game to put the game on ice this week, played at Oklahoma and played against Nebraska. Did you know that?
Yeah, I was wondering that. But, I don't know if he played against Nebraska because Nebraska's Big 10 and Oklahoma's Big 12.
But they still play each other, don't they? I didn't know.
I don't think they still play each other anymore.
Maybe they don't. But Sunderland transferred to Troy from Oklahoma, and that was the biggest interception of his life. Don't you agree?
No, there's no doubt.
And, of course, Troy is getting ready for Louisiana Monroe this week. And
was that Nebraska quarterback mobile at all? It seemed like Troy was just chasing the whole game.
Not really. Right now we've got a guy, our expert technicians up here say it's 399 miles from Troy to Monroe, Louisiana, a 6.5-hour drive.
Okay.
So that's why we're getting up early and going to get on that bus and head to Monroe Saturday morning. Should be a lot of fun.
That's one game that if Troy can get by, that's going to be a huge victory because that's a tough place to play.
Well, let's look at Troy's schedule, Mike, right now. And, of course, there's going to be some big games. Every one of them going to be big. But after Monroe, we've got Coastal Carolina coming to Troy on the 29th. Then
Carolina's really good. They've blown out everybody. Said they got blown out by South Carolina, but they beat UAB, who's pretty good, by 23.
I know, it really surprised me. And their coach is back, you know.
Yeah, their coach had health issues and didn't coach last year.
Yeah. October the 4th, Georgia State, that game. Wait a minute now. Georgia State is not, wait a minute.
I thought they played Coastal and then they have an off week before they play South Alabama.
Well, I'm looking at what I thought was the schedule, but all right, they've got.
When does Troy play South Alabama? That's in October, isn't it?
On the 23rd of October.
Okay.
But Georgia State, that game's going to be played in Troy, isn't it?
Yeah, they played Atlanta last year.
I see it now. Okay. We come back after this game and play Coastal Carolina in Troy on the 29th. And on October the 4th, we play Georgia State in Troy. And that
and all these are Saturday games?
Yeah. And I could be wrong.
Eventually Troy's going to start playing on Wednesday and Thursdays.
Georgia State game is on Thursday night in Troy.
Okay.
Yeah. And hopefully I'm looking at the right schedule. I'm not sure. And then they go on a long road trip to Liberty on the 13th. Then they come back and play on a Tuesday night at South Alabama. They better be ready for that one, I promise you.
I tell you what, that Liberty trip would be a fun trip for people to go to. There's a lot.
Yeah, but gosh, that's way too far for me. November the 30th.
Way too far for you. You just came back from Nebraska.
Yeah, well, I'd rather go. I'll go that far to see Nebraska, but not Liberty. I'll tell you that. Louisiana, they play Louisiana on the 3rd, and that's Louisiana Lafayette. That'll be homecoming on November the 3rd.
Jerry Falwell Jr. will have Liberty ready.
And and Georgia Southern, a big one on November the 10th at Georgia Southern, and we'll have a bus to that. And November
that'd be a fun game to go to
17th,
because you could stay in Savannah, couldn't you?
Texas State. How did South Alabama and Texas State come out this week? Did you know?
South Alabama came back and beat them 41-31.
41-31.
But South Alabama was losing the whole game.
Yeah. Then on Thanksgiving weekend, Appalachian State at Appalachian at Boone, North Carolina. There could be snow on the ground by then, couldn't it?
Yeah, there's no doubt up there. I mean, the elevation up there is 3,600 feet.
Yeah, no question about it.
That's a game I wish to goodness I could go to, but it's Auburn, Alabama week.
Yeah, I know it, exactly.
And it's Thanksgiving week.
You're right. It's a tough one, but if they're playing for the right to play for a championship, I'm going to be there. It's going to be a good one.
You could go up there and get a Mount Chalet somewhere.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. We're having fun this morning talking sports.
Talking about a long drive. Now, I go to Asheville, North Carolina a lot. It's one of our favorite cities to visit, my wife and I. And they say from Asheville, which is about 4.5 hours, about 5.5 hours from Birmingham, they say Boone's another 2 hours from there.
Yeah.
So that's probably almost a 10-hour drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Troy.
Hang with us, Mike. We're going on break, but we're going to play. Let this Alabama guy sing first. Well, I'm trying to hotwire this thing. The Crimson Tide of Alabama. Mike finally plays somebody. They play Texas A&M in Tuscaloosa. What time is that game, Mike?
CBS 2:30.
2:30 game on CBS this Saturday afternoon from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's the Crimson Tide of Alabama and the Aggies of Texas A&M on primetime television from Tuscaloosa. Mike, you've heard me say it before. What's significant about Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
What's significant about Tuscaloosa?
Yeah. What is different from Tuscaloosa?
It's named after a former Indian chief?
No, I'll tell you this. It's the only town.
Used to be the capital of Alabama?
No, Mike. Let me tell you what it is. It's the only town in Alabama or in the United States of America named Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, that probably is true.
It is true. It's the only town in America named Tuscaloosa.
There's 10 or 12 Troys.
Yeah, no question about it. We'll take a short break. We'll be back.
At Cost Plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
Are you girls ready?
We've been ready. Let's do this party. Shh, it's supposed to be pride.
So guys, is it time yet? Well, what's going on? It's a big celebration.
It's our 1-year anniversary.
The party is on.
Let's get this party started.
Party!
Thank you, Troy.
For your business and making our first year in Troy a huge success.
Surprise!
Just remember, nobody beats the Premier deal. Nobody!
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance. Whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies, Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
A personal touch. A high level of trust, whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
War Eagle, the Auburn Tigers, getting ready for a big win, a game against Arkansas. The Razorbacks of Arkansas at Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn. And Mike, it's a 6:30 kickoff, prime time on the SEC Network. And War Eagle to you today out there, all you hundreds and thousands of.
I bet you Auburn will be lucky to have 75,000 there.
Well, I don't know. You know, they're playing Arkansas, a very well-respected team.
They're so bad, though.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening to them.
Arkansas just got beat by North Texas, who Troy beat by 20. Should have beat by 30 in the bowl game.
Yeah,
Troy had 8 guys hurt. And they go to Fayetteville and win 44-17.
But, you know, over the years, Arkansas has played Auburn tough. Do you remember that?
Well, I knew they had when Petrino was there.
Yeah, you're right. But, hey, do you think they'll put 50 on them or what?
Oh, my goodness. I think they'll at least do that. Of course, coming off a loss, Malzahn is going to want to try to score as many points as he can to make the Auburn people happy.
No question about it. And, of course, it is on primetime television. Well, if you want to say the SEC Network is. 6:30 kickoff, a perfect time to go to Auburn and spend the day and party, and then watch them kick the living daylights out of the Razorbacks of Arkansas.
Well, you know, you got Auburn, you know, at 6:30. You got Troy at 6, and then you got Alabama at 2:30. So it actually works out pretty good.
Yeah, no question about it. No question about it. And Troy is
I'll tell you what, though, when both teams run the spread, maybe Troy runs the ball a lot more. I know Long Monroe throws it all the time. Y'all might not get out of that stadium until about 10:30.
You know, they say the TV on Troy is ESPN Plus. What is that?
That's something you can get through your computer.
So you can't get so you got to pick it up on your computer. Troy Cable might can pick it up, hopefully.
Yeah, you'd have to ask somebody there.
Yeah, and of course the guy that kicked that.
I'm sure they might be able to find it at the country club.
Yeah, the guy that ran that kickback was Ruckert, and Rucker.
Yeah, so Darius Rucker.
And Mike, he'll play on Sundays, don't you think?
Yeah, I tell you what, I watched that punt that he muffed. I mean, man, I guess the sun got his eye.
I know that was terrible. That could have lost the ball game right there. And Troy's defense came in and held them to a field goal. You remember that?
He helped win the game with his punt return, and then almost lost him to the punt.
Yeah. Now, Mike, if you remember, he's the guy that hit the guy from LSU and caused a fumble early in the game. You remember that?
Oh, yeah, he's had a great career.
Yeah, he's a good player, no question about it. Looking at some local high school scores.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, though, that our kick returner from Enterprise, that plays quarterback, I'm surprised they don't have him back running punts, Marcus Jones.
I know it, but they got him run back kickoffs, and I tell you, he only got to run one back. They made sure they didn't kick it to him, they tried to.
Yeah, and he only made that to the 13.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard not to pass up the 25 every time.
Exactly. And he's a great kick returner, and if you make a mistake, you can be in trouble. No question about it.
I bet you Coastal Carolina won't kick to him this year.
Yeah, I bet they won't. Of course, this show is brought to you by Pike County Ford on the bypass in Troy. And, of course, you come in, you test drive one of those, you get a hat, or if you come in and just look at one of them, tell them you want one of those Troy hats from Pike County Ford. And, of course, good friends out there and under new ownership, and appreciate them so very much. And, of course, Ricky Clark and the whole gang of people out at Pike County Ford on the bypass. Also, I want to say hello to my good friends at Bird Drugs today for the best milkshake you can find anywhere. It's at Bird Drugs, and, of course, great lunches and breakfasts. I'll tell you what, I'll put their bacon up against anybody. Mike, everybody talks about sausage, and they talk about the sausage that they make over in Evergreen, Alabama, and then they talk about the sausage that they make right here in Elba, Alabama. All right, you're a sausage eater. Which one do you like the best?
Oh, I grew up on Kelly's.
Yeah, Kelly's sausage. And now they're fixing to change the name.
Don't get me wrong, though. Conecuh's pretty good, too.
Yeah, Conecuh's good, and that's all those folks up there talk about is grilling Conecuh sausage.
My favorite thing ever was the Pat Dye Conecuh sausage commercial, the way he said it.
Yeah, oh yeah. If they don't say Conecuh sausage, you don't want it, or what?
Yeah.
Well, how about the Mike Amos rendition of the Kelly sausage? What you do, you grill that sausage, while you're cooking a steak, and you take that length sausage off the grill and put it on a slice of light bread, and then you pour a little honey on top of it. And believe you me, ladies and gentlemen, it don't get no better than that. Kelly Sausage, Elba, Alabama.
What's it changing its name to?
Well, I don't know, but they've been bought. Did you know that? By a big conglomerate. And it's going to get bigger and bigger, and I'm happy for Elba. Look, Mike, this is important, very important.
Of course, you need to mention Dixieland Dental.
Oh, yeah, Dixieland Dental, located 9 miles north of Dothan on Highway 231. Dr. Michael Precise, Dr. John Strength, Dr. Damon Strength, and Dr. Robert Precise make up one of the largest dental clinics in Alabama. Hear this, Mike. There have been 109 games played so far. Or, excuse me. No, not 150. 150 games have been played so far. That means there are 14 more. Is that right?
14 more games?
Yeah, baseball games.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They play 164. Is that right?
How many did you say?
Right now, there's been 150 games played in the major leagues.
Okay, yeah, there's 12 left.
All right, 12 left. All right, the Braves.
162. The Braves are up by 6.5.
All right, now hear this. They play tonight at 6:15 or 6:30. They play Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Noonday game now. That'd be fun to go to. Go to Atlanta for a noonday game against St. Louis. Then on Thursday, the game is played against Philadelphia in Atlanta. That's a 6:30 game. On Friday, they play Philadelphia at home, 6:35 game. And on Saturday, a day game at 12:04. Great opportunity to see Atlanta at home, Mike. And these games are big.
It's against teams that are in playoff contention. You know, the Cardinals are in the second wild card spot, and then Philadelphia's trying to catch the Braves to win the East.
And let's talk a little bit about that, because
the Braves have a tough schedule to finish out, though.
You're right, and people can go watch those games at their brand new stadium. You know, those noonday games would be a lot of fun. You'd probably sit anywhere you wanted to there.
Yeah, they call those businessman specials.
Yeah, exactly. But let's look at it. Boston, of course, just cruising in the American League East. But the Yankees are 11.5 games back. But what do you do with the Yankees' record, Mike? 91 and 58.
They're number one in the wild card, so they'll be in the playoffs.
All right, so the Yankees will be in the playoffs against their hated rival. Well, they won't play them. But Cleveland is going to win the division in the Central Division of the American League. And you got a little bit of a battle in the West with Houston, 94 and 55, and Oakland, 90 and 60. So those are two good teams. Oakland's 4.5 games back. So we got a couple of battles in the American League, or at least the Western Division battle on who's going to win, Houston or Oakland. So Boston and New York are in. When you say Cleveland is in, but it says, and then you got a wild card.
Yeah, so you got two wild cards now, though, so they'll have to play a play-in game.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it.
The wild card is.
But in the National League, the Braves are 6.5 up over Philadelphia. Washington, 7.5.
The Braves are not playing good, though. They've lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, and so that one's still a question mark on who's going to win that division. And then the Cubs are 2.5 games up over Milwaukee, and St. Louis is just 5.5 games back. So that one's still undetermined. And Colorado, who is just 1.5 game up over Los Angeles, Mike, and Arizona's just 4.5 back in the National League West. So you said we got 12 games. Somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose.
Well, I mean, basically it's just a long season. I mean,
that's way too long, isn't it? They really do play way too long.
The Braves would have to have one of the biggest choke jobs ever not to make it.
Well, and hopefully they will. And ladies and gentlemen, I've just given you the games that they'll be playing at home. If you want to take your son or your grandson,
you could go there and go to the golf tournament and go to a Braves game.
You sure could. It would be a great weekend in Atlanta. I'm fixing to postpone my trip to Monroe, Mike, and go over there. It sounds like a great weekend, though. You're exactly right. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed our show today. Of course, brought to you by some great people. And, we appreciate our sponsors. And, of course, like I mentioned, Dixieland Dental. How about Troy Health and Rehab on the Elba Enterprise Highway for long-term health care, short-term rehab? No better place than Troy Health and Rehab. Our good friends at Circle Insurance, Sam Judah, and one of the largest insurers in the area. They have all kinds of insurance products to choose from, and we appreciate them so very much. I want to mention also our buddies over at Hook's Barbecue, Mike. Perfect place to get your tailgate needs taken care of.
Yeah, great ribs, great pork sandwiches, chicken sandwiches. They got the great pound cake that comes with your bill.
You're exactly right. And, of course, we want to also mention our friends down at Trojan Auto Parts on South Brunish Street and good buddy Mike Hillcrease. I want to remind you that tomorrow night, the coaches show, the Carroll High of Ozark, and Carroll was knocked off, Mike. They finally got beaten regular season.
Yeah, Tallahassee beat them.
They had won something like several regular season games in a row. I want to say 15 or maybe more than that in a row, maybe 20 or so regular season games in a row until they lost to Tallahassee. And, of course, they'll still be very good on down the line. Their show starts at 5:30. Then the Charles Henderson show at 6 at the
Yeah, I feel for you having to do that, Charles.
Well, Mike, the bets are on if, to see if the Charles Simpson coach will be here. No, I'm joking. He'll be here. He's a class guy, no question about it. And they're. So
you're doing 4 shows. You do Arrington and Pineville Arts too.
I do more than that. We do Carroll High at 4:30, Charles Simpson at 6, Goshen at 6:30, Pike Liberal Arts at 7. And Arrington at 7:30. So we do 5 of them.
Wow.
And we're excited
y'all
about it.
Y'all not doing an Elba show?
No, we're not doing the Elba show. And you know, there's no. You got to have a cameraman that can edit and all that. So that's why we don't have it. Of course, want to mention
I'll talk to you later.
Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep on the bypass right in Troy, and Jason and his beautiful girls, boy. And, of course, he's got a great dealership right here in Troy, the Huddle House. We appreciate them. And also our good friends at Bill Jackson Chevrolet on the bypass right here in Troy. Horn Beverage, boy, we appreciate you and all the things you do to support different programs in Pike County. And, of course, my good buddy at Trojan Detail, and the owner is Jeffrey Bennett, and he make your car look like new, believe you me. And also Sanders Truck Lines, located right here in Troy, Alabama. Sanders Truck Lines want you to join their team and get a $1,000 check to go with it for signing up with Sanders Truck Lines. We appreciate you very much for watching our show, and you'll be with us tomorrow morning. We've got Max Howell on our show tomorrow morning. We'll be talking sports and whatever you'd like to talk about on Today in L.A.